Okay, cool. So yeah, so sorry for the technical error. So I think we will restart the educational space. So today we are going to talk about talent onboarding, which is the last step that we are going to have in the get process. So to recap, to have a little recap on the previous space that we have, which is talent onboarding, talent attraction, talent selection, and lastly, this is going to be a last space, which is talent onboarding. Yep. So before we go into deeper on how we can implement talent onboarding, which is to get to know what is talent onboarding exactly about. So talent onboarding is actually happen when a newbies officially join in, get recruited in this organization as junior executive. Yep. So as we look into other organization content is that we are okay. So it's actually so it's actually the period that when you recruited officially recruited one employees um into your organization. Then this is the time that what kind of initiative that we can do for the uh for the for the employees to in order to let them know what are their role and responsibility, and also as an induction for them. So yeah, so actually this is the first touch point or the first step on the job that we provided to the newbies, which is like to let them know, to let them to have a picture and also that has an expectation on how this organization about, and what they are going to do in this organization. So yeah, but then like so now we are going to look into it, like how we can do it. Yep. So in this educational space, we are going to touch about four things, which is the why, clarity of why we have talent onboardings, and then how, which is how we are going to do this. What are the things that we need to diagnose for the checklist, and then like who is the one, like who are the person who is responsible to do this talent onboarding implementation plan. So yeah, so to get to know the why, which is like to ensure that your members fully understand the scope of their responsibility, which is to let them know, um, yeah, like to let them know what is their role as either goals, and also what is their responsibility as a in respective department that they will be like allocated to. And then secondly is like to deliver necessary functional knowledge for the members to perform, which is to let them know to have an organization or functional induction for them. And then at the same time we provide the practical experience for them in order to perform the task, and also to let them know lor, to ensure that they are equipped with the right functional knowledge in order to perform the task. Okay, so the thirdly is like to inducting members properly so that they can be retained or contribute to achievement of the goal. So this thing is very important because this is going to be the first touch point for them, so that to let them know, like to have a clear expectation on how this organization is look like, so that they will have um they will not have a wrong expectation and also wrong picture on how this what are they going to do in this organization, which is not like for examples, the normal things that I heard before in my back to my LC is that like most of them they thought that they will need to join as Isaac members so that they can go for global volunteers, things like that. But then the fact is that we are actually the one member is the one who actually do deliver the experience, but not as the one who actually be the participants. So that's lastly is like boosting engagement or productivity from first touch point with operation. So this is another initiative, and also the intention for why we have talent onboarding, which is to ensure that we start to engage with our members since the first day that they get recruited, which is not just about like to which is not just about to assign tasks to them when they're just first recruited. So yeah like is to let them to have a mental preparation, and also to let them know what is their role in your NDDs as a junior executive, like what are the things that, what are the engagement that we will provide to them, things like that. Yeah. So when we actually talk about talent onboardings, it's actually all about implementing team standard building phase to our newbies. So yeah, lor. So later on we will go into the triggers like talent onboarding toolkits one by one, so that to let you understand what are the things that included in 10 days onboardings. Yeah, so let's go to the link first, like the toolkits that we are going to use. So as you click in this link, it will direct you to the toolkits that we are to use, which is like you can see from this side, like it's actually similar with the team standard, with your team standard implementation toolkit or framework that you are going to use, which is to ensure like just putting in your team name, the function, and the members that the team leaders lead by the team leaders. So like let's go into detail on how the talent onboarding space is going to look like. So basically, day 0 to day 1 to day 10 are the things, are the commitment that, or are the standard that that will be implemented to the newbies when they just first recruited. So for day 10, we are going to have day 0, sorry. So this is the time that before we can start our implementation of 10 days onboarding, this is the time that we add all the group members in our group chat, Facebook page, SPA, and also all the Isaac Hub, and also to get their Isaac mail as well. So it's as a preparation for them to kickstart their Isaac journey and also their operations. And yeah. Eh, yeah, and then for day 1 and day 2, is as an induction for them to let them know, like to have an organization induction to let them know, what is this idea way about, what is why this organization exists, and then what we stand for, and then what we do, things like that, like to get a picture, bigger picture on how this organization run. So for day 3 to day 5 is the time that we have our team meetings. First team meeting with newbies, which I ensure that I have team meeting with my members, and this is time that we will review back the team purpose, and also to understand member personal purpose and able to connect to your team purpose. So to review on team goal as well, and also to let your newbie know what are the team strategy that you are going to use in order to achieve your team goals. So moving on to day 6 to day 8, which is like the one-to-one space, the first one-to-one space that you are going to have with your team members, which is your LDS education space, and then physical one-to-one, and at the same time which is LDA debrief and step PDP. So in this one-to-one space, what you are going to do is like to ensure that your member done their LDAs, and then to debrief to them and ensure that to help them to find the main development focus according to the LDA result, and then you are able to set a PDP with your members, which is the personal development plan, and at the same time you are creating the accountability system for the PDP review, which is to let your member know what the routine that you are going to have for your one-to-one and also for PDP review as well. So yeah. So then, for then, it's a day 9 and day 10 is the time that we officially get our members to be assigned with the task that they are going to have. So, the initiative of why we have team working space, and also at the same time, in order to ensure that we actually assign the task to them, is to provide a space for the members and also the team leaders to have a discussion space on the a task that being assigned. So as a team leaders, we are going to like guide them to physically to be there to guide the members when they're first time doing the task. So yeah. So yeah, that's the thing. So the last things that we need to take note in talent onboardings, 10 days onboarding plan, is that we need to ensure that the newbie actually attend the induction conference, which is to let them know in a bigger picture on this organization is about, and then at the same time to engage with other entity as well. So as another initiative that like to include an IOC induction conference in talent onboardings is that to ensure that the team leaders have the first touch point as a team leaders to facilitate the comfort experience for the member as well. So yeah, for PMOs, when you actually downskill this talent onboarding toolkits to your members, you are to your team leaders, you are not just to, yeah, I've just put out your name and then you just do this thing. But then the thing is like to let them understand fully on how they can implement the standard and also the initiative or intention of behind all this standard and how is it can benefit your newbies. Yep. So this is how the talent standard teams 10 days onboarding toolkit is going to look like. So it will be downskill soon as well. So yeah, going back to the how long, like how we are going to do this, and after you getting know what are the things that included in the talent onboarding plan or toolkits. So if you actually join in the talent onboarding checklist, this is what we can see. So like it I actually separate into three main things that will happen that we can find in Blue Code as well for talent onboarding checklist, which is first team meeting, one-to-one, and also practical learning. So for team meeting, it's actually the space that to let you understand your member purpose, like as a building phase to let you understand the things that what are their personal contribution to achieving the team goals. So and also to let them know like it's a phase that you will be forming team cohesion and then putting together all your members goal and purpose to one, and then like in order to achieve the goal, the team goals, things like that. Yeah, and also to let them know how they are going to what they are going to do and what kind of strategy that you are using in order to achieve it. So then it's a one-to-one, which is to ensure that you have the personal space with your members and also that to connect the dots that to them between their JD and also their personal goals that they are seeking to achieve in this organization. So yeah, lor, like as a team those is to gain awareness as well about a member individual needs, strength, weakness, and also to get to know that LDA result, things like that. So yeah, this is actually the things that okay, so this is actually the guideline that can be provided to your team leader when you downskill it. So you are not just to ensure that they are doing it, but then and also to make them understand how they can do it in order to yeah, lor, like in order to let them um to onboard the newbies successfully. So last thing is like the last things that you can find in tandem onboardings in the in a simple picture is that the practical learning, which is a team working space, and also like the first task are assigned to your newbies. So as a team lead, you are responsible for your members' learning, which is learning by doing, and on the ground training, which can be like which can let them to get to know um to have a clear objective and also like to make your newbie more productive. Yeah. So yeah, so as you can see, this is a checklist that you can use to let your newbies know what are the commitment and also what are the commitment that they need to put in the 10 days onboarding, 10 days that after they get recruited. So as you can as a feedback as well that I received from the past for MRD is that many LCVP actually requested to have a checklist for them to integrate it in their goal get process. So like in terms of any kind of touch point that you have with a newbie before getting that recruited. So for example, you can integrate this checklist to your talent selection process, which is to let your newbie know yeah, these are the commitment that you are going to have, or what these are the touch point that you are going to have in the first 10 days. So it's to let them understand ahead before they get recruited. So yeah, so what are the things that will be focused on? So what are the things that are included in the talent onboarding process, which is talent onboarding timeline? You need to ensure that as a PMO, really ensure that you have a very concrete talent onboarding timeline so that to make your 10 days onboarding implemented well within the timeline that you already set. Then secondly is the toolkits. So yeah, to understand fully before you downscale it to your team leaders, and then get your team leader to understand as well what are the objective behind of having this those standard inside these toolkits, and then to like to officially kickstart it. So 10 days onboarding checklist, you can include it in your talent selection process, or any kind of touch point that you are going to have before you get your members your newbie recruited. Then the fourth thing is that downscale, and downscale, which is to downscale it to your to your team leaders. And then last thing is to the track, monitor, and support. So the last thing is very important as well, because for my experience, it's super important for VPPM to actually track, monitor, and support, because you are not just throwing this thing to your team leader to implement it, but then you are the one who actually to track, and then to see as well what kind of support that your team leader need in order to have a better like better understanding, or how, or like bigger picture on how they can help, how they can implement this tenant onboarding to onboard your newbies. So yeah, so lastly, we are going to have this who, which is like to get to know what is the role of LCVP current and LCVP elect. So yeah, so as a LCVP current, it's very important because you have the experience of consulting and mentor. You have the experience in the past for MRD, which is you already know in your NTD what are the things that what is your strength, weakness, and in terms of implementing this talent onboarding. So as a LCVP current, yeah, you are there. You should be there to consult and mentor your LCVPE in implementing talent onboardings, and monitors it with the progress with your LCVPE. So yeah, and then LCVPE, yeah, is definitely to downscale it to your entities, and ensure that in order to ensure that you are able to, you have a better plan to onboard your newbies, and at the same time, at the talent onboarding education space, track, monitor, and support. Yeah, as mentioned in the previous slide. Okay, cool. So yeah, I think that's like before we end. This is almost the end of our educational space. So before we end, so as usual, let's have a quick five link, like quick five Google form, like for you to understand, to assess your understanding about this education space, and also as a feedback for me as well. Yeah, so wait a minute. I send the link to the group. I will send the link to the live chat. So yeah, you can access to the link lor, like yeah, the talent onboarding link, like quick find form. Yeah, so thank you, Moonli, for reminding me, because thank you, Moonli, for reminding me, because I actually there is some technical issue happened there. So yeah, so the video actually started quite a late, about like 30 minutes after the yeah, quite late, about 30 minutes. So when you actually watch back the video, so it's for you. Yeah, really thank you. Oh my god, if I didn't check, then I wouldn't know that there's a issue over there. Yeah. It's fine lah. Okay. So yeah, so I think that's it for the space. So yeah, thank you for your time if you are watching. So if you are not watching, you can always um access back to watch these videos. And most importantly, if you have any question or any kind of support that you need, you can just feel free to drop me a message in Telegram. So yeah, I think that's it for the space. Yeah, so thank you so much. Bye bye.